We're just gonna read Olimar's depressing journals. And
Let's
we're
do
gonna
it.
go to sunset 30 times. 1 day since impact. I have somehow managed to launch the dolphin, but I was surprised to see the onion lift off with me. Perhaps the Pikmin cannot survive overnight on the planet's surface. Or have they merely decided to join me for other reasons? Either way, it seems they will help me again tomorrow. The dolphin is missing 29 parts. If I can't recover them all, I may never return home to my family on planet Hakotate. Analysis shows life support systems will function for only 29 more days. How can I repair my dolphin in such a short time? A dense forest is visible on the surface below. As it holds the keys to my survival, I name it the Forest of Hope. I explore it tomorrow.
2 days since impact. It appears that many of my ship's parts have landed in this region. If I can just recover the parts of my radar, I should be able to use my radar screen. How that would improve my chances. Then I'd only have to press Y to locate my parts. Yet, there seem to be many hostile life forms here. If I am attacked and my spacesuit takes damage, I must return to my ship, stand in front of it, and press A to make the suit repairs. As I explore, I must pay attention to my suit's damage meter in the bottom left corner of the screen.
3 days since impact. When I see the Pikmin engaged in fierce battle with the other creatures of this world, I often grow uneasy, wondering why they never attack me. Could it be that they actually view me as a parental figure? A strange, disturbing thought. But why did he say, like, when I see the Pikmin attack things? They haven't attacked anything.
He just goes to sleep. 4 days since impact. I wonder if I shall ever be able to escape from this world. How much suffering must I endure before I can finally see my family back home again? Still, when my heart grows too heavy, I take comfort in my efforts. I will get home. Or I will expire trying.
5 days since impact. The creatures of this planet breathe a deadly poisonous gas, oxygen. At present, my spacesuit can filter the oxygen out, but if the batteries for my life support system should fail, I shudder to think about it.
6 days since impact. No matter how many of their compatriots fall in battle, the Pikmin fight on. Would this have been a peaceful planet had I never come? No. Surely the Pikmin lived like this before my arrival. They must have. In any case, I must not waver if I hope to return home. My task now is to do whatever I can to recover all of the dolphin's missing parts.
7 days since impact. I wonder if these Pikmin were waiting for me to arrive. No, not necessarily me, but an alien being like me who could fight alongside them. On this planet, they are a weak species, but maybe they see that they can use the power of an alien brain to climb to the top of the natural order. Such ideas make me wonder if it isn't I who's being used by them.
8 days since impact. It has been 8 days since I crashed on this planet. My reflection in the mirror is looking a little gaunt. And to think my wife warned me not to gain too much weight on this vacation. Ha! The thought makes me chortle. She would surely be surprised to see me now. It feels as if it has been many years since I saw her last.
That's starting to get depressing already. He's talking about how, like, his wife is like, don't get fat, but he looks in the mirror and he's skinny because he hasn't been eating because he's not surviving.
Yeah. And he's like trying to joke about it, but it's like kind of sad.
Yeah, this is when it starts to get real. 9 days since impact. This is an ever-surprising ecosystem. What has caused this planet's vegetation to grow to such gigantic proportions? In comparison to the Pikmin and the other creatures of this planet, the scale of the plant life here seems inexplicable. Perhaps long ago, creatures of incomprehensible size walked the surface of this planet. Just imagine.
10 days since impact. It is very strange. The scenery of this planet, which I once found hostile, now sometimes strikes me as surprisingly serene. Perhaps the Pikmin have opened my heart to the beauty of this world. I even started thinking there were some parts I do not need. A daydream.
11 days since impact. Occasionally, when I look behind me, I make some very amusing discoveries. The Pikmin all seem to follow me in the same fashion, but there are always individual specimens that end up performing the wrong actions. I suppose if there are agile, capable Pikmin, there must also be clumsy, dim Pikmin as well. That is the natural way of things.
12 days since impact. My people were born out of the sea of stars to come down to Hokotate, and when we complete our lives, we return to the great ocean of stars. But since these Pikmin come from the depths of the soil, surely to the soil they shall return. How very poetic. Well, it is all alien to me. The basic premise is universally beautiful. Hold on, there's some lore here. My people were born out of the sea of stars.
Yeah, that's what I was fixated on too. What do they like launch corpses into space? What's going on here?
Well,
or do they mean souls?
I'm assuming they mean their souls, like going back to heaven, or like.
Huh.
Well, I think it's about the natural life cycle, like we plants grow from the ground, and when they die, they go back to the ground.
Yeah, I get that, but like, where? On his planet, apparently there's, like, stars involved.
It could be a fantasy religion they have or something, right? Like,
That would be
it
really
might not be.
interesting.
Yeah, like, I'm curious, like, is that something they believe in versus is, like, fact?
Yeah, I mean, it probably, because at this point, he's probably, like, going a little wacky and just, like, trying to
That's
find beauty
true.
where he can.
He has no food.
He's a fighter. I think it's fascinating about Olimar's personality in that last one.
Yeah.
Instead of being, like, really down because he's clearly failing, he's, like, trying to find beauty everywhere. He's trying to be optimistic.
You know what that was? It was him accepting the idea of death. That's pretty dark.
Oh, yeah, he was talking about death and how he's gonna return to the stars.
He's basically, like, going through the stages of grief,
Ooh, yeah.
knowing he's gonna die.
13 days since impact. At times, these seemingly emotionless Pikmin act with a blind urgency. For instance, the Pikmin who so tirelessly dig up grass. What could be driving them to do so? Is it merely the promise of a sweet taste of nectar? Or is it some base instinct that is beyond my capacity to understand? Will I ever know? He's still just questioning why. Why bother?
14 days since impact! At first glance, the Pikmin have such innocent faces, but this is misleading. They can actually be surprisingly whimsical. After leaving the group, they dig up plants on their own and frolic about, sometimes never returning to the onion. When I find none following me, I begin to worry. I must pay careful mind to their movements.
Gradually, my repairs to the dolphin continue. This ship is like a part of me. One could even say that it is tied to my very essence. Yes, it was a long, one might even say epic journey, going from mere repairman to captain of my own ship. But now I'm rambling. How is he repairing his ship? Is he just like, do you just get a wrench and just tighten things?
16 days since impact. Looking from this planet into the skies above, I see the pale white moon floating overhead. It brings to mind memories of the moon from back home. I bet that even now my wife and children are sitting at home, gazing up at our pale red moon. Hang on, dear ones! Your Olimar will return someday. Interesting, they have a red moon. I'm learning so much.
17 days since impact. When I'm surrounded by legions of Pikmin, I always picture the face of my boss, the head of the pilot union. He was always so sharp-tongued with his orders, but I imagine he must have felt much the way that I do now. It's funny how a change in perspective can bring with it a deeper understanding of others.
18 days since impact. I can't help but hear a slow, hissing sound inside my head. It seems that the stress is causing the last of my hair to fall out. My wife always warned me to not let the little things bother me, to prepare for the bigger things instead. Very well. I shall heed her sage words. This shall be the last time I count my precious, precious strands. 1, 2...
19 days since impact. Today's dinner is instant space noodles once again. It feels as if I've been eating it forever, and I never liked it much to begin with. Certainly I did not want to drain my savings, but perhaps I should not have budgeted so tightly. How I long for my wife's home cooking.
20 days since impact. I cannot seem to sleep. At night, I am overcome with uneasiness. I am the only one to have ever stood on this planet. The Pikmin follow my orders, but frankly, I have no idea what they could be thinking. Ah, yes. It brings the faces of my children to mind. May I have courage.
21 days since impact. I've been preoccupied with my own problems, but I'm certain that my worries pale beside my family's fear for my safety. I am always amazed at how much my children have changed when I return from a lengthy trip. Even with their father gone, the children grow. When I return, I shall load up my family and take them with me for a change.
22 days since impact. I had a horrific dream last night. I was home. My wife was cooking the Pick brand carrots I love so much, and I was eating them. Though I had eaten my fill, she kept bringing more fresh carrots until my mouth was full. I awoke, gasping for breath. I'm certain it's because these Pikmin remind me of those carrots that I had such a dream.
Yikes. Too much Pikmin in your life.
And he's gasping for breath like he's running out of oxygen.
Ooh. 23 days since impact. I am always intrigued as to whether or not such vast numbers of Pikmin can truly sleep inside such a small onion. What sort of vessel is it inside? Does it somehow transcend the laws of physics? Just once I would like to have the chance to see for myself. I mean, I don't know, dude, that's foreshadowing.
It's not getting too depressing yet.
Yeah, but I'm kind of realizing that the people who wrote these, like, they made it for people like us who want to see what happens. Because naturally you'd never get to that point if you were playing this game, not like normally. So we already know the foreshadowing, and that's why they put it there.
24 days since impact. My daughter, who was always so sweet in her youth, has become so precocious lately. I can only imagine how many headaches she has caused her mother in my absence. Ha ha! With her parentage, I am certain she will grow into a beautiful woman. Still, as a father, a daughter's beauty is a seed that blooms nothing but worry.
25 days since impact. 25 days have passed since I began my search with the Pikmin. They are an ever-mysterious life form. They grow like plants do, but they're also mobile and active like animals are. Individually, they seem weak, but in truth, I'm beginning to believe that they could be an exceptionally mighty species if properly organized. I certainly hope so.
26 days since impact. I have been stranded on this planet for some time, and I've grown used to my life here. At times, I even find it quite bearable. I know that as soon as I return, I'll once again be subjected to daily ridicule by my despicable boss. If only I could be a Pikmin. No! I must not think such thoughts. I have a family! I will not give up, ever!
27 days since impact. At this point, I no longer care what happens. Surely, not even a last-minute push can guarantee my success. Now that I think about it, my wife always said that I gave up too easily. What does she know anyway? When did she become a licensed psychiatrist? Now I'm upset. I guess I will just go to sleep early tonight.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the journal that I read online, and I was like, okay, this is interesting.
Interesting. Like, really, pissed off now.
Yeah, and, the mention that it's impossible to win because there's more than that many areas than there is days. I feel bad for torturing him now. I see him land there, and he just thinks, maybe today's the day where the player will, make progress, but no.
28 days since impact. I suppose I have done well to get by with that much motivation. I have made it this far without any hope. I must do all that I can with what time I have remaining. Vigilance, Olimar, vigilance!
I mean, he's just in denial now because he knows it's impossible for him to survive. 29 days since impact. Tomorrow is the day my life support system fails. If I do not recover all my parts, I have no choice but to try to blast off. Missing a few parts may not affect my attempts to return to Hakatate, but then again, it may. At any rate, I must try to recover the remaining parts tomorrow. I guess they did write day 29, ambiguously, so it can support, whatever path you take. I love it! Are you ready?
Yep.
Oh. We got 15 minutes to burn. Oh no!
Death. The day when my life support system fails has come. I've collected only 1 out of 30 ship parts. Damn!
Oh, so sad.
I have no choice but to attempt to launch the Dolphin into space, incomplete as it is. The ship doesn't need every lost part in order to fly. For better or worse, I must go. If only someone would sing the music for me.
There you go.
Nice.
Drop the fork again.
Look how bare it is. There's nothing but the engine.
Oh, yeah. The Pikmin are like, we know what's gonna happen, Olimar. They do know. They're waiting for him to come down and die.
Come play with us, Olimar. Come play with us. Meow, meow.
Beautiful.
We are the Pikmin.
So there's no more journals, so the video already ended. Oh my gosh. I haven't seen this in a long time.
No, I haven't seen it since I was 4 and I died.
Oof. That's all you get. You just see him die. Well, I mean,
Wait.
there'll be another one.
Oh.
25, 1 out of 30. Pathetic. Oh, Olimar.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Here it is. Oh! He's dead. That's his corpse.
I mean, I think that is kind of the point,
yeah,
right?
They
They're
take dead enemies back, and then the enemies become Pikmin, so he's dead right now.
Well, I think they eat the enemies. They don't turn them into Pikmin. Well, I guess they... Wait, you're right. They're grinding him up. Oh, I don't remember him having a face when he falls out.
Purple Pikmin. Oh no, black.
He's the only black. I remember he's the black Pikmin.
Wow. The music is whimsical.
Is it?
Da, 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 da.
Hey, thanks for that. I needed that.
Well, that's
Wow, that's
a
really it.
depressing end.